Hello, everybody. This is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm here to answer all of your money questions. Let's get started and talk about it. I hope you guys don't mind me doing an audio show. I wanted to try something new. Let me know if you like this new format, and then I'll occasionally do a radio type show. First, I want to thank all the subscribers. Thank you for your questions. I'm going to try to get through these quickly. And so I'm going to start with question one. The first question came from a guy from Brazil. He said, I came across your channel. Thank you for your tips. Thank you for sharing all your valuable hacks. I do have a question. Can you talk about the dishwasher in general? Is it worth it? Yes, I do have a dishwasher. I do find it worth it because I do cook a lot. What is the best way to use it efficiently? To make sure that you're putting items in the dishwasher that are dishwasher safe and making sure to stack it properly. There's all sorts of videos on YouTube on how to do that. So I would highly recommend watching those and making sure that you don't overstack it, because I've done that and then dishes don't come out clean. My other hack would be to make sure to clean your dishwasher periodically. I forget to do that because if you don't do that, then your dishes will not get clean. So make sure to do that. And there's all sorts of videos on YouTube on how to keep your dishwasher clean and how to stack it properly. And you also asked me, how to cut down on the cost of detergent. Do you make your own? What I do is I do not make my own. I try different detergents and see which one works the best. And really, right now, the jury's still out on that, and I cannot give you an answer. Also, it depends on your dishwasher. Some dishwashing detergents work better on certain brands. I do not recommend buying the highest cost dishwasher, but I don't recommend buying the cheapest one either. I hope that the answers to these questions do help, but for me, a dishwasher is a blessing. Okay, next is this one is a great question. I don't have a fabulous answer for it. And that being said, guys, I am just giving opinions here. I am not an expert on money matters. I give tips and tricks and life experiences. Always do your own research. So back to the question. Somebody here, and I won't read the whole entire question, but this young lady has graduated college. She has a degree in environmental science, and she wants some general job search advice. A couple internships she had, due to the last couple years, they did not turn out. And so she's wanting advice on how to go about getting a job in environmental science. I do not have a lot of knowledge on environmental science. And what I personally would do is see what you can find out on Facebook and other sites. See if you can find a job, which I would call a job hunter for you, to see if they have jobs in those fields. It sounds like you've already kind of done that, though. The other thing that I may do is go back to the college where you got the degree and meet with an advisor and see what resources they have. In other words, network, network, network. I'm sure you've done that. You may also look up environmental science on YouTube and see if there's any recent videos on it and see what may be out there. And maybe you might need to get a master's. I don't know if you would want to do that. So look at all your options. It sounds like you're already kind of doing that. So I'm not sure this advice is even helpful. It may have been things that you would have already addressed. That being said, any of the questions that I have been asked, if you guys have answers to any of the questions, like the first one about the dishwasher, the second one about how to find a job in environmental science, if any of you have knowledge on this or resources for these, leave them in the comments below, because it's not just me answering the questions. It helps when you guys chime in as well. That's the best thing I love about this channel. Okay, this next question is kind of a long one, and my answer may be long. So savings, how do you work long-term savings into your budget? Do you put away a percentage? Do you pay yourself first? What about retirement savings goals? Do you have those in your budget? If so, how do you manage it? Thank you and congratulations. That being said, I am an independent contractor, so I don't have a job with any kind of pension plan or a retirement savings through my job. So I'm going to share that first. Now, I want to start by saying the things that our family has done well on, and then I'm going to tell you where my big fail is before answering this question. Number one, where our family has been successful is our family is mortgage and consumer debt free. Number one. Number two, we keep our bills and expenses low. Number 3, I have 3 sources of income, which really helps. Number 4, I have 1 year of bills in our savings account. And so that way, if I were to lose all sources of income, we could live off 1 year with what I have in our savings. And it would be kind of a tight year, but we could do it. And number 5, I keep everything maintained. In other words, I'm not going to drive around with a bald tire. If somebody's getting headaches and they need new glasses, we're going to get them. Somebody has a toothache, we're going to get to the dentist right away. I keep everything maintained. That way, that really does help to do that in your budget as well. Those are the positive things. One of my sources of income, which is my product demonstrations, goes directly into a higher interest savings. I do use the Discover Bank non-sponsored video, higher interest savings, and it goes directly in there. I don't even have to think about it. Because I make a different amount of money each month, I don't save a certain amount. What I do for me is I automate my savings. Also, whatever I make on YouTube doesn't go to paying bills. It goes into a different savings account. And what that money is used for is anything our family needs. Examples of things I bought on there: tires for the car, also car maintenance and car care, new eyeglasses, new cell phones when we've needed them, new computers, maintenance for plumbing, new air conditioner if I haven't said that one. And so that's what I use for that. So the percentage I save can differ each and every month, but I do automate my savings. And what I do is just the one side hustle I have, I make sure that all of that goes into savings. So right now, I do have 1 year of our bills in a savings account, which really, so I've already met my savings goal, but retirement is the big one. First of all, that is my hugest fail. I do not have enough in 401ks, IRAs, and retirement to be able to live off just that in Social Security and not working. We would not have enough money. I started too late on putting money in, and I haven't been consistent. I do plan on being consistent now, starting in the next few months, and planning on saving for a good 10 years, which will give me more money. So that's what I plan on doing. I don't have all of that worked out yet, but I do plan on starting back investing because I have not been consistent with it. So, what I plan on doing right now, I know plans can change, is when I'm 67, I plan on semi retiring. I will have enough with Social Security, investments, and working part time to be able to semi retire, but I won't be able to completely retire where I don't do any kind of work. I plan on at that point, hopefully still having YouTube and maybe doing some product demonstrations, but maybe doing a little less. I still want to work, but I want to work less. I don't ever want to fully retire, even if I could, because I like to keep busy. So if I had enough in my investments right now, to be able to comfortably retire, we'll say at age 67, and live off just Social Security and investments, I wouldn't want to do that because I like working, but I'd like to work less. So my huge fail is not investing early enough and not being consistent. So I will be doing part-time work and investments and Social Security. And with that, YouTube, because I really do love YouTube. So big fail on my part. I've done videos on this and I'm not an expert in that. And that is my biggest tip for anybody in their 20s. Start investing now and, maybe get a financial advisor to help you with that. Because obviously I am not one. Okay. Now, this other person asked an excellent question. Do you have any money saving tricks for dealing with family members who don't care about budgeting and frugality? My kids have part-time jobs. They do pay for their vehicles, clothing, snacks, entertainment, extra hygiene items, soap, conditioner, but I find it a daily struggle to teach them to put things back in the fridge, turn out lights, take shorter showers, not waste food, keep things clean, do full loads of laundry. I totally understand. Your kids at least are doing all those other things. So your kids sound like hardworking kids. So kudos to them for that. First of all, I don't know about any of you guys, but I'm 57. I keep getting more frugal all the time, but I've really just improved in the last 5 years. Before that, I was wasting all sorts of things and over purchasing things. I think this is a daily lifestyle, and we hopefully keep getting better and better as we get older. So your kids are young, they may not improve on some of these things until they're out on their own and they're having to pay for everything on their own. Right now, they're just still learning. And so, a few things that I would do, my first hugest tip is this. Number one, thank them for what they do. I really believe in positive reinforcement. I was a school teacher. Thank them for all the things they do. And when they do turn the light out or take a shorter shower or put an item back in the fridge, make sure to thank them for that, because I really think that doing that goes a long way. And you're going to see a big difference when you point out all their positive behaviors. That is my hugest tip. My other tip is, maybe if you would like, you could ask them to chip in a small amount for maybe showers, maybe laundry detergent, possibly if there is a maintenance bill on the washing machine and everybody's using it, perhaps everybody chips in a little bit on that. Maybe they could chip in just a short little bit on groceries. They could maybe chip in a little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit. That would be my other tip. And so positive reinforcement, and also maybe chipping in for some of those things and making sure to thank them for the things that they do well. You sound like a fabulous parent. Keep up the wonderful work. Also, another person asked, I need some work at home jobs making at least $800 a month. I'm a single mom of a teenager and would like to work from home. Now, when you say work from home, I'm assuming you don't want to leave your house. There are all sorts of jobs out there. I'm just going to give you one resource and I'll link them below. One of my favorite YouTube channels is Two Chicks and a Side Hustle. They give so many great tips. They do sometimes more than one video a day. They always tell you to do your own research, but they can answer your questions, and they put daily work at home tips. So I would definitely look at that YouTube channel because they are up on all of that. Now, I do know about mystery shopping, but mystery shopping is not work from home. You're leaving your home to do things. So I could send you information on that. You can email me. But if you want to work specifically from the house, Two Chicks and a Side Hustle is one of the best YouTube channels out there on work at home information. I'll link them below. Okay. The next video says, would you do a grocery price video on what brand is cheaper? Yes, I definitely could do that. I'm going to just say this. Many times, unless the product's on sale, store brand and generic is always cheaper. So I will just say that. I guess I could do a video where I take you shopping and show you the differences in prices. Now, when I'm in the store, I have to be careful that other folks are not right near me, that I have permission from the store, and that I don't have music on, because some of the videoing I can't do in the stores because they've got the music really loud. And if that's the case, and it could be a copyright. So I do have to be cautious of that, but I'll see what I can do. Okay. Now, one of you who always writes positive comments, and I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, basically has a sister that says, it sounds like what she's saying to her is, hey, knock it off with all the frugal talk. Basically, they don't like her always talking about being frugal. And this person's like, you know what? I don't have to be as frugal as I am, was what it kind of getting the feel for it. But I really enjoy and I love living the frugal life because it's something that I enjoy. Is it so wrong for me to be so frugal? No. You know what? I think we all need to live life on our terms, maybe just not talking about it with your one sister, and finding people that are like minded with frugality that enjoy talking about it. Sounds like you like making it a game and you love it. So continue with your frugal lifestyle. Maybe just talk about other things with your sister and find people that love living frugal and connect with them. That would be my advice. Okay. Now, one other one is, how can I get back in the workforce after a long history of not working? Well, what have you done instead of not working? If have you done some things, maybe taking care of a family member, things like that. Right now, with people needing people to work, I don't feel like you would have a hard time finding employment. One thing you might do is go to an employment agency. They can maybe give you some skill tests and see what kind of things you might be good at. That might be one thing to do, but I can tell you, I don't know about, I know where you live. You live, if I'm not mistaken, Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. I know that's a bigger city. I know here in Dallas, Texas, we have more jobs than we have people that do them. Everybody seems to be hiring. So I honestly think anybody would be happy to have you because you have a great personality. You write fabulous comments. So I don't think you're going to have a hard time getting a job right now. They'd probably just be thrilled to have you as long as you're teachable and you show up on time and you do a good job. They'll be thrilled to have you. So I would maybe check out with a job agency and see if they can give you some skill tests and see if maybe that might be a possibility of them maybe helping you. So a job agency would be my advice. But it also depends on the kind of job you want. Okay. And then this next one is anyone nearing retirement and getting scared of leaving your job. Is that normal? I've worked hard and put money away. I have a budget that looks like it'll work. I'm practically living on Social Security, and yet this step is unnerving. Any thoughts? Yes. First of all, do you like your job and do you want to leave it? Would be my question. A lot of people think we have to retire. We put things in a box. You have to retire. You have to get married. You have to have kids. You have to do this. You have to do that. But do you like your job? Do you want to keep working? If you love your job, keep working. It has nothing to do with money if you love it. Now, let's say that you're really ready to retire. One option, because it makes you a little bit unnerved, is maybe you could do that job part time. You could semi retire. I think semi retiring, in my opinion, is one of the best things we could do. Not for everyone, for some folks, because that way you still have some money coming in, but you still have more time to yourself to do some of the things that you enjoy and maybe haven't had a chance to do. So, my question number one is, do you want to retire? Or is it something you feel like you should do? And if you do want to retire, would you be open to semi retiring and working part time at that job? And by the way, I apologize in the background for any little noises that come up, guys. Just ignore some of them. Okay. So, do you want to semi retire and work there part time? If not, do you want to do anything else part time to bring in some extra money? So, those would be my big questions. And it sounds to me like you're already prepared. I think it's normal because you're kind of afraid once I retire, that's it. First of all, if you retire from this job and you don't like being retired, I've known a lot of people that do this. You can always go and get another job. You can always go and get another job. So, or work part time. That sounds good to me. You can always do that. That's something that I would probably do. I think it's normal to feel that way. So let me know what you think. If you really want to retire, do you want to semi-retire? Maybe would you want to work a part-time job? Would you want to start a YouTube channel and share all your retirement tips? Any of that. I think it's very normal. I don't like change. Okay, I know I went rambly on that. Also, my last question, wondering about Medicare Advantage costs in your area. I live in the Dallas, Texas area. To be honest, I do not know. I don't know if you live in the Dallas area. If you do, reach out to me and email me. I have a resource for you and somebody that you could speak to that can give you all the answers about that Medicare, Medicaid, and all of that can give you all the answers to those questions if you live in the Dallas, Texas surrounding area, or even if you live in Texas. I do have a resource for you, so let me know. Those are all the questions. I know that this went on probably longer than I would have anticipated, but I do hope that you enjoyed it. I hope I answered the questions, that you're satisfied with the answers. But remember, anyone listening, if you have answers to any of the questions or opinions, please put them in the comments below, because the more people chime in, you may not have expertise on all of the questions, but you may know a lot about some of them. Any comments below could be really helpful. I hope that you enjoyed this Q&A. I think I'd love to do one of these maybe once a year. And I thank each and every one of you. Let me know again. Do you like the audio recording for something different? I'd love to know in the comments below. That's all for now. I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.